The US just lost a trade war with China, and it's not just about tariffs. Scott Bessent is quietly buying all the Argentinian pesos, but here's what they're not telling you. This isn't about helping the Argentina's economy. This is about America's last-ditch effort to not become a third world country. Because right now, China has everything that America needs to survive as a modern nation, and China knows it. I'm going to show you why the US is completely BSing on tariffs, and why China has us by the throat, and why this Argentina play is going to send gold and Bitcoin to the moon. All right, so everyone saw last Friday, we had the biggest liquidations, all based off of Trump announcing his tariffs or threatening his tariffs against China again, just like he did in April. But here's why the US doesn't really have any leverage, and China has basically all the leverage. So China controls basically all the world's rare earth metals. They manufacture 90% of our semiconductors. Every AI data center, every military center, every iPhone, it all depends on Chinese supply chains. Think about how insane this is. Our own military systems rely on Chinese components. Our national security literally depends on a country that we're supposed to be in a trade war with. We spent 30 years outsourcing all our industrial base to China, and now we're threatening them with tariffs. It doesn't even make sense. Here's what people don't understand about China's dominance. It's not just about cheap labor anymore. They control the raw materials that power the modern world. Lithium for batteries, cobalt for electronics, rare earth metals for everything from wind turbines to guided missiles. China either mines it, supplies it, or just controls the whole supply chain. And now with the AI boom, the demand for these materials are skyrocketing. Every tech company is racing to build these data centers and these bots. And guess who's behind all the supply chain for that? The US keeps talking about bringing chip manufacturing back home, but even if we do that and we build all these data centers here, we still need China's raw materials to build the chips. We're trapped. So this is where Argentina comes in. It's not about currency manipulation or helping their economy, it's about survival. So everyone is thinking Scott Bessent bailed out Argentina because there's just hedge fund buddies and everything. They bailed them out, $20 billion. But in reality, Argentina has the second largest reserve of lithium, massive rare earth deposits, copper, silver, gold, everything the US needs for its reindustrialization. Bess's plan is brilliant in its desperation. Buy up the pesos while they're worthless, use that influence to secure mining rights and supply agreements. It's economics colonization disguised as a currency intervention.
This is key for us. China is all over Central America, Latin America, Mexico, South America. It's critical that we maintain really good relations and that these are strong economic capitalist systems, is it not?
It is, and we also saw China put on more rare earth export controls last night, and Argentina is rich in rare earths and rich in uranium, and I think they are committed to U.S. private companies coming in and being good partners with them.
So China's trying to put more export controls on minerals, rare earths.
But here's the problem. If this works, it's going to take decades to build the whole infrastructure. Meanwhile, China's already there. Now, here's where it gets really scary for the dollar. Remember what happened in 2022 when the US froze Russian treasuries and blocked them out from the SWIFT banking system? Every country in the world got the message. The US will weaponize your treasuries if you step out of line. So what did they do? They started selling the treasuries. China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, they all started selling. Why would you lend money to a country that might freeze your assets or pay you back in dollars that are worth less? So these countries took back their money. They're not buying treasuries anymore. So where is that money going? It's going to gold, and lots of it. Central banks all around the world bought a record of 1,000 tons last year. They're going back to the only neutral reserve asset that can't be weaponized. Well, maybe not the only. This is why in the recent months, gold has been exploding quietly. It's reached 30 trillion as a market cap. It's not just inflation fears, it's the debasement trade everyone's been talking about. Countries are essentially hedging against the dollar weaponization. Gold was money for 5,000 years for a reason. It can't be printed, it can't be frozen, and it can't be weaponized by any single government. But here's where Bitcoin comes into play. Everything that makes gold good money, Bitcoin does better. It's more portable, more divisible, more verifiable. As this dollar crisis accelerates, smart money is going to realize that gold is inferior to Bitcoin. No government can freeze it. No one can print any more of it. When the treasury markets really start cracking and countries need an alternative to the dollar, Bitcoin could easily go to the moon. Look, the Argentina play really shows how desperate US is. We're scrambling to secure resources that we shouldn't ever given up in the first place. Meanwhile, China has been playing chess while we've been playing checkers. They've secured deals, resource deals, all across the world, Africa, South America, and Asia. They saw this coming decades ago and have been planning ever since. The reindustrialization of America isn't impossible, but it's going to be expensive, slow, and inflationary. And that's exactly why hard assets like gold and Bitcoin are going to go to the moon. If you want to stay ahead of these massive shifts in global power, make sure you subscribe, press the button down below. The story's just getting started. And if you want to check out any other videos that I've done in the past, I've talked about the inflation numbers, why they aren't really 3% CPI. There's a video, click on it, get the calculator, figure it out. And I'll see you guys next time.